All right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom. Sister Deborah coming with an awesome message this morning. A beautiful day outside today, and I thank the Most High for blessing us to be in the living in the living. And He even poured out the grace and mercy as well for the living and the dead. So it's a blessing for us to be able to wake up this morning and be in the presence of Yah's creation, even though there's many that didn't wake up and many didn't make it to this day. So we still have to be grateful for this day in which the Most High Yah has made. I woke up this morning and this the first thing was said to me. Deborah, in everything there is a season and a time. hmm hmm I don't know if you all have experienced the Holy Spirit, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, the same thing. If you have experiencing Him coming, not coming, but being in you, giving you the type of comfort in which you need. Why? Because He knows what is ahead of you and He knows what is behind you. But another thing, He knows what's on every side of you. Okay. So when Yeshua, which the word called Jesus, says that a comforter would come, know that the comforter has its purpose to comfort you. Think of that, you guys. The comforter is not there just to be a comforter. He's there to do a work on the inside of individuals because he knows they need that. Why? He knows that those that Yah has appointed and anointed is going to always need a comforter. Why? Because they're the ones that sent down to work, labor, be the mouthpiece, serve Yah, be the spirit that on the earth to represent the Creator in the heaven. And many other things. Hear me now, because I'm speaking to someone out there. I feel it in my spirit that the Most High is saying this to you because you're going through it. You're going through exactly what Sister Deborah is going through, but yet the Comforter come to tell us these things need be, and that it is said that to everything there is under the sun, this is what Solomon spoke of, there is a season and a time. I can just imagine him separating the wheat from the tare. Mm, mm, mm. The tare had a season to abide with the wheat. Father said in the parable, it is said that no. Don't mess with them. Leave them there. Let them grow together. I will do the separation. I will separate because the workers wanted to tie him up, pull him, pluck the tare out from among the wheat and tie him up. Why wouldn't he that was over it all want it? Why wouldn't he want them to pluck out the tare? For they are around the wheat. Why wouldn't he allow them to take the terror from in the midst and growing. Just think of a baby, an infant, and he grows up. Just imagine the wheat there, and they growing. The terror is growing up with the wheat. At any time, the Father could have suffered them to pluck the terror out of the wheat, tie it up, and burn it up at any time. But you know what? I love how the Father rumbled. I really do, y'all. My little heart just jumping. I like how he rumbled because he gave me that one. I didn't give that to myself. He's instant. He gave me an example, and that was the tear in the wheat. Even then, there is a season and a time when the tear will grow with the wheat, and the Father would suffer the tear to be in the midst of the wheat. And the Father said, I, not you, shall separate the wheat from the tear. What's beauty? The tear from the wheat from the tear. What's beautiful about it is the Father allowed it to be in the midst. For all his reason, the servants had no idea why the tear was allowed to grow with the wheat. No one would ever, 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 ever be able to nail why was Judas allowed all those years in the presence of the Messiah. I, Sister Deborah, have a message this morning. The Father wants me to tell you everything under the sun. There is a season and a time. Oh, that's some sort of comforter. For me, myself, to wake up this morning in the Most High Yah, press that against my bosom. No one on this earth can ever, ever, ever tell me I don't serve a creator that rules it all. He made sure the moment my eyes open, he said, Deborah, remember Solomon? I want you to know what he said. Everything has its season and its time. So I went to the bathroom and I started washing my face, just getting myself ready for the day. And I said, you know what, Father? Thank you. That's a beautiful message for early morning. Thank you. Somebody is needing it. Somebody out there needs to know. Under the sun, that means in this whole world, there is a time and a season for everything that's under the sun. And we're going to cover that this morning. I'm going to break it down. I'm going to first take it up and I'm going to bring it down. Because someone out there is dealing with half-steppers and wondering, well, what is it you can do? There's nothing you can do. Everything is set up in a season where people thinking that they running it. They calling the shots. They are the one that makes a difference. They are the one. They are all that and some. And a cup of coffee. Not even understanding. There is a time and a season, and I would truly say unto you what the Spirit is feeling in my heart now. Deborah, understand that time and understand that season. We are no longer in times and season, but we're in that day. So any and everything under the sun is out of whack. But yet, there's a time for one thing and a season for another. There is a season for one thing and a time for another. it still is not going to escape what Solomon said that's under the sun. Let's get into it. Another example the Father just gave to me, well, just that instant. He gave me the sower who sowed the seed. The sower who sowed the seed. The sower sowed 4 sets of seeds. In what? In the season and in the time. And in the time of the season, the sower sowed the seeds. And even though the sower sowed the seeds, 4 sets of seeds, only one was meant to stand. So when you go back into Solomon and you go into Matthew's, wait a minute, hold up. They are connected in the time and in the season. In the season and in the time. The sower that sowed the seeds sowed 4 sets of seeds. And Solomon is saying there is a time for everything under the sun. So when I hear the Spirit speaks of the sower, he said, now connect what Solomon said to the sower who sowed the seeds 4 different times. And out of the 4, how many sprout up? That one. So even under the sun, there can be 4 sets of seeds sowed. And throughout that time, there is only one that came to represent the Most High Yah. But the sower sowed the other seeds as well. But understand, Deborah, only one represent the sower himself. So let's get into Ecclesiastics this morning. In Ecclesiastics chapter 3 and verse 1. And this is a heavy hitter because I went to the bathroom. I'm still waiting to remember what he said to me in the water because he said something. And I said, oh, I'm going to make sure I speak about that in the video. He said something and it just gripped me. And I'm just holding on to it. I'm going to wait on the Most High Yah to give it to me while I'm in this process of speaking regarding the things there is. Everything there is a season and a time. In Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under the sun, under the heavens. There's so much power in there. There is so much power in there. And I'm going to pull the power out more so than anything. And it says, Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1, to everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose. Now hold on to the purpose under the sun. There is a purpose under the heaven. There is a purpose under the heaven. And when everyone on the face of the earth whenever they enter into Ecclesiastes chapter 3, they missed it. They missed it. Because the Father is telling you what he did. That's why he's wanting you to check yourself. because he was always the one that was controlling the time and the season and the season and the time. He set the purpose under the sun. Every purpose under the heaven was set by he that sits on the throne, he that created everything in the heavens and on the earth. So everything he created, he set it under a season and a time. Why? Why, Father? Why? Thank you for visiting to me in the spirit of comfort. Every purpose under the heavens. That first thing I pulled out was season and time. And I gripped that and said, Father, that's in your hand. That's in that right hand, that season and time. But when I saw purpose, I said, you set everything as I knew that he had, but I'm going to get you in the long run. Just hold on. He set everything in season and in time. For what? A purpose. For a purpose. So when people think it's me, it's about me wanting to participate, me wanting to be this or to do this or to, people didn't put their flesh in the power and have no idea. Heavens had orchestrated everything under the sun in time and in season for a purpose. So the purpose was never in your control. Praise the Most High Yah. Poor people, poor flesh, who thought that they ruled the season to come in and the season and the time to go out. You don't rule nothing. It was a purpose in it. You coming in and you going out. It's a purpose. Read verse 1 of Ecclesiastes chapter 3. To everything there is a season, a time, and a time. Now there you go with season and time. To every purpose. So he created a purpose and set it in a time and season. Let's continue. For what? Everything under the sun. So you won't think that your power in your flesh gave you the authority to be in or out. He knew who you were from the beginning, just as he knew who Judas was. He set that time and season for Judas to sit at the table of the Messiah. He set that time and season for the multitude to follow Yeshua. And the multitude were to turn away from Yeshua. It was set up from the flow up in time and in season. Why? Because the Father wants one person, just one person out there that I'm feeling he's talking to. I don't know that. But he wants you to know that it was set up all the time. Whatever you're going through, he had already set it up for the season and the time as in the season for a purpose. There was a purpose always in it. Y'all, that's deep. That's deep. That also helps me to understand why he gave me the revelation of why you ain't in control. I know you think because what you got, you rule, you in control, you can do this and you can do this, you can hand out, you can take away. No, baby, you're not in control. You never were. You see. So I sit back and I think how Heaven has orchestrated it. And I like to say to the Father, you did an excellent, beautiful job. You know why? Whenever the Father has done something and he go to the dirt of the dirt, watch what I'm saying. If heaven is the throne where Yah reside, and there you just picture the throne, the kingdom where the throne of the Most High Yah reside, knowing that he's everywhere. He's an all-knowing because he know what he brought in. He know even what he took out. Okay? So, but just what's so beautiful about what he gave me this morning is, oh, Father, I'm getting chills. Here he is on the throne. And when I say on the throne, I like to say on the throne so I can bring him to where he is exalted, where he needs to be recognized. He needs to be exalted where the reality of where he at. He need to be exalted. We need to be exalting him, magnifying him, praising him. We need to exalt him. So watch this. Why would he that is high on the throne, he that is everywhere and anywhere, an all-knowing creator of all things, go to the dirt on the ground? He go to the dust. He picks this dust up. Here is the dust. He comes to the dust in the early morning hours and he speaks to the dust. Praise my Most High Yah. That's my Yah. That's the one I, Sister Deborah, come to know. He speaks to me as dirt. I'm so low, he's so high. But he waited till my eyes open and instantly. He said, Deborah, there's everything there is. There is a time and a season and a time. That's the comforter. He came to that dirt and he comforted the dirt with the word of who he is. He brought comfort to assure me. Do I get beat down by him? Yeah. Because he don't want me to come out the realm of what the flesh of people wanted. He want me to stay in that realm of holiness and that realm of righteousness. And in that realm, he gives me the authority to make righteous judgments. See, I'm not in the realm of the flesh like many people are, calling themselves the spirit. For him to be high and be all that he is, he's that excellent one. He's that wonderful one. He's that perfect one. He's that all-powerful one. He's that all-knowing one. He's that kind one. He's that one that poured out all of that mercy and grace. He's that everything. And he came down this morning to speak to this dirt, this dust, a form of comforter, to assure me I'm not going to let you get out of the lane to pamper no one. Deborah, hear the words of Solomon. When he said that, and then he said, everything, there is a time and a season. When he said that, I jumped out of the bed. I jumped out of the bed. And I went into the bathroom. He gave me a message in the bathroom. And I know that he did because I remember feeling so good. And I said, okay, I'm going to make sure I speak about that in The lesson, because instant when I got out of the bed, y'all, I already had my message. I had the title of my message, because the Ruach HaKodesh planted it in my spirit. Did he give you a message to speak? You see? And not let me brag on the fact that he visit my dust, but he reside in my spirit. He knows what I'm feeling. He knows what you feeling. I am a very grateful person, beyond what your eyes can see and your wicked heart can feel. I'm grateful that he found time to come to me this morning. The moment I'd opened my eyes and said, Deborah, I want you to know what Solomon said in Ecclesiastes. There is a time for everything, baby, under the sun. Watch the power in what I'm teaching here, because it's going to bless the living in a way that they have never been blessed with a word of encouragement. I know it feels like one day it's one way, and another day it's another. Or 1 month it's one way, in another month it's another. 1 year it's one way, then the next year it's another. The Father wants you to know, hold on to the purpose of everything under this heaven. It has a purpose, baby. And don't estimate that he ain't in that purpose. He is. He created the purpose. Oh, that brings so much joy to me, because I keep seeing this in my spirit realm. People think they got control over you. They think they got you. They think they got you hanging through something. Or I'm doing this, so you gonna have to, No, 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 no. I'm gonna set you free, because I'm free. It's the work of Yah, who knew the heart of individual and where they stand. I'm speaking to somebody. The Father know people are out here overthinking. Ooh, where I'm coming from now, Father? Go on with it. People are on this earth with a mental condition called overthinking. They overthink when there's no reason for it. But there is a darkness that come among them to make them overthink until they take them in the realm of darkness. You see? They keep overthinking every situation. Every situation, they overthink it. When there is a time and a season under the sun that doesn't require one to hold on and overthink things, because there's a purpose for everything. And if there's a purpose for everything, why are you overthinking things? Oh, no, you didn't go there, Deborah. Oh, yes, I did. Hello. People don't hear you because people are not listening. People are not hearing you because they're not listening, because they're overthinking what you're saying. They're overthinking because they're trying to put what you're saying in a category of their emotions and their feelings. And it's okay, because the Ruach HaKodesh gave me a early morning pill. He said the purpose for it, Deborah. Do you think that he would come and say that to me? And I'm talking to the one that's greater in me than he that's in the world and you. He spoke to me that this morning about there's a time and a season as a comforter. He came to me to speak that in me. Did he have to? No! But he's that greater one in me than me myself. And it was promised that he would be a comforter. And he has been everything that he said that he would be. And I'm the living witness that he's all that and some. You see? So when you get to Ecclesiastics and you see where it talks about to everything, there is a season and a time. Well, wait a minute. Everything, Father God? Yeah, Deborah, everything. So you see how okay you're going to be? Yes, Father God. You'll be okay. Things come, things go. Let it go. As it come, let it go. Time and season, Deborah. It almost kind of reminds me of what Yeshua, the word called Jesus, said. Father, all that you have given me, I have not lost one. What do he mean? He said, you gave me a pen needle, 12. That's all you gave me. And I have not lost one. That means that they walked with him to the time period of the time and season when they separated. See, that's what Solomon was saying. And that's what the Most High is saying to his prophet today. There is a time and there is a season under the sun. And even though there were those who followed by the multitude, though those 11 wasn't lost, what part do you think that he mean? He has not lost one in the truth. He gave them the truth, meaning they were the ones that he gave the truth to. He didn't lose them in giving them the truth. So the season came when the time switch and the season switch, things change. Even to the very day that he passed, he was being crucified, they all left him. You see, a lot of people wouldn't understand that it took the same one that visited me this morning to bring them back to the words in which he spoke after he was gone. You see, even him leaving, he left them the word. You see, because when that ruach came to them during the day of Pentecostal, everything he spoke came right back to their remembrance through the Holy Spirit that was in him. It came to abide in them. This shows you that those 11 needed the Holy Spirit. For anyone to stand as one in the body of Hamashiach, you're going to have the Holy Spirit. You're going to have the Holy Spirit. The danger of this time and season that we are in is such a critical time because it too was prophesied that it was going to be the worst that ever hit the face of the earth. This day that you're in. Can we apply time and season? Yes, but you have to apply it in this day and time. Not in this day and time, but in this day. And in this day, time and season is all over the place. All over the place. So Sister Deborah, was this morning, the comforter comfort me with assuring me what Solomon was saying in Ecclesiastes chapter 3. I can't even get out the first verse because there's so much power in it. The power in it showing you that Deborah, the purpose. You know your purpose was in you. It was you was ordained, predestined, and foreknew to be a mouthpiece for the Most High Yah as a prophetess. That's your purpose on the earth, Deborah. I know the world might say, oh, that's a melanated or a woman. That's an old woman. That's an old hen. That's a mother. That's a grandmother. No, 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 no. That's that purpose on the earth. But from the kingdom, the purpose, my purpose, that set in time and season and in this day is what you are to me, Deborah, and me in you. You see? So as I see here in Ecclesiastics, Solomon saying something, but the power of Yah is holding something. And I never would have gripped it had not the Ruach HaKodesh spoke to me this morning. He didn't say go back to read what Solomon said. He told me the time and season in which it's under the heavens, Deborah, as Solomon said. That's what he said. He said, know that. So I went into the bathroom thinking, oh, I'm refreshing myself up, get myself ready. I'm going to do a live. Perfect topic. When I got out the bed, that's what I said to myself. That's a perfect topic. And I was excited. Why? Because I knew that it was not me speaking to me. I knew it felt like a comforter. Something in me just giving me an assurance that, baby, don't ever keep turning back thinking you have to pamper someone. Come on, baby. You have to be a certain way to someone. It's okay to lose. A lot of times the things that you lose is what you really never had. Father, go on, Deborah. A lot of times what you lose is really what you never had. It's just that time and that season, a purpose from the kingdom. You see? Because if you leave it up to the flesh of male and female, they'll think they have trapped you. They'll think that they control you. They'll think they got you. Be careful out there. Be very careful. I'm asking the Father to give me the route that He's given me from the kingdom. And from what I keep feeling, you already on that route. Just keep running it. Praise the mighty Yah. Now in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 2, it says, a time to be born and a time to die. Who ruled that time? Who ruled the authority of being born? Who ruled that authority of dying? You know why? He told you in verse 1. Everything has its purpose, Deborah. Under the heavens, I created it. Things are going according to the purpose in the heaven. A lot of people think they in the will when they out of the will. Because they find too many ways of their emotions and their feelings to get caught up in making unrighteous judgments. And they need to. They need to. Because the time and season in which he has created, just letting you know, a person is only in your life for a time and a season. But heaven has the purpose of why they in there for a time and why they're in there for a season. Praise the mighty God. That's the way I set it up. Under the sun, Deborah. You'll be okay. You got to land. So here it says in verse 2, a time to be born, a time to die. The purpose is coming from the heavens. A time to plant and a time to pluck. Ooh, Ooh-wee. That means a time to put in the ground and a time to pull it out. You see? Verse 3, a time to kill. Hold up. Who created that purpose? A time to kill and a time to heal. Praise the Most High Yah. A time to break and a time to build up. When the Ruach comes to me that type of way in the morning, soon as I open my eyes with this word from his spirit, in everything, Deborah, the heavens has set it up in time and in season for a purpose. Ooh-wee, for a purpose. See, when we read that and we teach that as teachers and ministers and those who give the word, they teach it out of order. Sister Deborah is giving it to you in order. Why? Because I'm giving you the power that controls the time and the season for his purpose. When they teach it as if it's something that we are controlling on the earth, and yet it's a time for it because it comes in our lives and it goes out our life. But hey, heavens, comfort. Assure Sister Deborah, these things need be because I had my purpose in that time and that season that's under the heavens, Deborah. So verse 4 says, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. Okay, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. Many people would think that something is wrong with you because you would come in and take a week or two off. They would think, oh, is something wrong? People overthink themselves. They constantly are overthinkers, and it gets them in trouble every time. Even the dark spirit can take over at a blink of an eye. When the spirit of darkness know that one is an overthinker, he can come in and he can take the thought of that individual and swing it any way he wants. For real, y'all, for real. You know why? Because they are overthinker. You remember that message I was giving the other day saying, you're doing too much? You don't have to. If the Most High can have you thinking of him, then thinking you have the answer in a way you're pressuring your fleshly mind to overthink. Because you think that your fleshly mind got the choice from A to Z. So you can think this thing into where it should be or where it's going. These people that's overthinking, they don't understand it can fall under a mental disorder because you're overthinking things. It don't take all that. That's why the Ruach HaKodesh said he wants to come in you and abide in you. Therefore, you ain't got no business overthinking. You got now business waiting for him, the one that's so greater in you. Now you don't have to overthink because you got something greater than your flesh mind that overthinks things. There's a time and there's a season. You need to let it go. And I know it's not that easy because people thinking the only way they have lived is to overthink things. to get things in order. They have ran their lives in overthinking. And honestly, it appeared to them that that's a good thing. No, because that's what Satan used, your mind. Mm-hmm. He'll help you overthink, and it'll show up in your body. This overthinking, because it will. It'll affect your body. Don't overthink nothing, especially. Now, let me say this, especially if you ain't got sense enough to overthink that the Ruach HaKodesh is greater in you than your overthinking mind that rests therein. Stop overthinking. It's a spirit. It is a serious spirit. It when you back in the days when they used to talk about the women in the church and some men too. I remember, and it is so true, and it's so beautiful when I used to see it. People would throw their hands up. They would throw their hands up to surrender to the Most High Yah. In this day, this midnight hour, I ain't throwing my hand up to nothing. What I'm surrendering, because they think they got a hold of their own life, their own living. They think they living in a box. Hey, I got mine together. I don't need all that. That's what make them think they got it together, because they think they got A to Z. And to have A to Z in your natural mind and in your natural living, guess what? You don't have the spiritual A at all. The beginning, the basic, you don't even have that. When you think on the outside, you have spirit, you have A to Z. You can think you got A to Z all you want, because that's what another spirit would come and tell you. When I'm covered from A to Z, I'm not in need for nothing. But no, baby. He said you can gain the whole world and lose the main thing. So here, when I think of Ecclesiastics, and I hear it says in verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose. Hello, a time to keep and a time to cast away. The Father is not just talking to you. This is what he said to me this morning that caused me to get up, go into the bathroom and hear what he had to say in the water. Then I said, let me get busy. Let me kind of grip this in my spirit and just really, let me give me a cup of coffee, Father, y'all. Let me give me a cup of coffee. So in verse 7, and it does something to me, because the Father knows our thoughts, and not just the thoughts of our flesh, but the thoughts of our spirit. The Most High God not only knows the thoughts of the hearts of our flesh that pumps, that prepare that new blood. He knows the heart of our spirits. I'm so grateful that he is so in control. I am so thankful that I have a creator that rules in a way. Ooh, he's so sharp. I like how he rumbled, y'all. It's just something about the creator in everything he does. I love the way he rumbled. I don't care what kind of hard times is going on or hard times that's happening in my family. I don't care what I'm going through. I just like how he rumbles. Because when he stepped in, it's just like everything else is over. I'm so grateful for that. So this is why I say to you all, if I'm sleeping in my bed, I wake up and he jump on me like, Deborah. And what he did is he said, here, I got a blanket. Get this comforter. And he speaks to me. In everything, there is a time and a season, and a season and a time. Ooh. Y'all, just that instant when he brought it to me, in that quickening of that moment, Sister Deborah jumped out that bed feeling good. See, this is what I'm saying to you all out there that have no idea of what type of midnight hour we are in, nor do you care, because you think you hold the hour. You think you control the minute. You think you got the season and time in your control. You know what happens in that? It's when people feel they dictate they goings and they comings. They dictate what they have and they have not. They dictate what they want and they don't want, because it's what they got that caused them to not seek Yah for all things that they need, because they think they got everything. They think that they can play a Yah on the outside for others that's on the inside. But I like what the Father is saying to me, because he's saying so many things that I already felt. But when that Ruach pull up and park, when the Ruach HaKodesh pull up and park in that parking spot, it's over. It's time to get up, Deborah. Brush yourself off, girl. Get it right. Get back in the race. Don't pull away. And don't let nobody pull you away. The last thing you all need to understand is people's feelings and emotions will try to tear you inside out. Don't let it. It's a spirit, y'all. People's feelings and emotions is a fleshly spirit. Did y'all know that? That's how Satan get into everything. Through that fleshly mindset of people's feelings and emotions. They want to tag in and out of what you say. They think they're going to control you based on what you say. It's best that they stay far away, whether you give or you don't. When that Ruach comfort me this morning, he gave me more than my spirit can receive. You know, at that table with David, he said, I will pour the anointed oil. But first, I got to set your enemies in the presence of you. And at that table, I prepared for you so your enemies can be on one side and you can be on another. I'm going to pour the oil over your head. Oh. And guess what, Deborah? Your cup going to overflow. And surely, goodness shall follow you every day of your living. Why? Because he don't want the servants in which he called down to get entangled with the flesh of the world. Be careful in who you choose to come in your zone and in your space. Because 1 minute they'll be there and the next minute they're gone. 1 minute they'll give and the next minute they'll take away. That's what the Father is talking about in Ecclesiastes. But you okay? You okay? Because as I send one, I can send another. I did not give Yeshua 12. Didn't I know what I gave Yeshua? Come on with it. See, this is what people don't understand. They think they rule it from their flesh level. That's why I am very much excited. People think that y'all going to bring Babylon down before he bring them. I'm not going to tell you that lie. And I told you all over and over and over, Babylon coming down. Where am I at? In Babylon. So if I have to go to my grave and sleep, salute y'all. I'm out. See, I'm not worried about Babylon coming down because I'm with the Father. I like how he rumble. I love how he rumble. You got to know him like that. You got to know that this creator got this type of power and got this type of swag. You know why he needs to be exalted. You know why he needs to be magnified. You know why he needs to be glorified. Because he come to know you. And he's shown you himself. You've seen his beautiful face to face. You know his right hand and his stretched out arm. You know him that way. So you don't mind Babylon coming down, even if you are in Babylon. If I don't make it to Mount Zion, I'll see you when the new Jerusalem come down. When that trumpet bring me from the place in which I rest. Okay? I shall rise again. I'm not going to make this world all that and some. I'm not going to put it on the highest paddle because of what I got. Let me tell y'all something and check every last one of you. In that time and in that season, Yah has given us in the time and the season under the sun for a purpose of having one that have and one that don't. But it's all Yah's purpose. Why give one that something that you don't give the other? Because one means something and the other one don't. Ooh-wee. See, they don't understand that because they think that what they have can control somebody. It's not going to work. I'm going to take what the Spirit is telling me, cut them off, to show them that you're not one that going to dip in, give and take and give and take and think it's in your power. Overthinkers. You see? So I'm cutting stuff off, y'all. This is the video that I'm going to cut many off. Because you know what? When I think of this here, I realize the Father said, Deborah, my purpose. Everything under that heavens, baby, I purpose. Well, guess what, Deborah? I set it up in time and in season. I purpose it. Everything, verse 7. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silent. And at times, when I stand away and keep silent, people would ask you, you okay? Something's going on? I appreciate that. I really do. Don't overthink it, though. Because I have always explained to everybody that when I'm silent, I hear every word from Yah that he's whispering to my spirit. Things that I have never known. I'm not ashamed to say I don't know. Nowhere near 20%. 20%, give or take. Even in my grave, I ain't going no more than 20%. That's it. I ain't going past that 20%. That's just about as much as I understand and know that the spirit of he that's greater, who knows all things, rest in me. He only allowed me 20%. I'm going to go and tell it like it is. In a sense of trying to show you, you don't know everything. Because if I knew everything, why do he have to visit me throughout the day? Telling me things, showing me things I didn't know, telling me about things I did know, but I dropped and left it alone and never expound on it, telling me things that I never understood, or the things that heavens and how the heavens thought when he created this and when he done this and when he, why would he spend that spiritual quality time instilling things in me in such a midnight hour as this, in such a midnight hour as this? Why would this creator do this? Not because he's in you, because he's in me, and he don't have to do anything but speaks to the one that listens, and that is the spirit he abides in. What message did he give you this morning? How about that? What messages do he give you throughout the day? How do he warn you and tell you about people? How do he show you the left to be the left and the right to be the right? How do he direct you up? How do he redirects you down? How do he let you know the level of Satan is the lowest level of anything? How do he do that? And then I sit back and I think about all my brethrens in the biblical time and how they lost their lives doing the same thing I'm doing today. And the people wanted to kill them. Do you think I don't feel that wicked and evil? To the level of people from other nations that has created the power to rule these people on this earth. They on me like white on rice. While you walk around and judge what I say and try to overthink the way I say it. Stand down. Clowns. Go buy tickets elsewhere. I don't care how long you've been on this page. I don't care if you give or you don't give. The time and season is now. The purpose is fulfilled. It's not a time to come after the only one that been feeding you. It's just like the children today. They're killing the one that brought them up, that brought them forth, that fed them, that housed them, that sent them to school. If you don't think that's messed up from the floor up, that's why you sick. So what do you think a person's supposed to say? People, let me tell y'all something. As Solomon says this, I really feel my brother. I'm going to always call Solomon my brother. All the way to my grave. I'm going to always remember that these individuals has a name in the bosom of my father. They are my brethrens and my sisters. You know why? Because they suffered greatly when they were telling the people the same thing I'm trying to tell people. I can step in their day. How can you step in their day? Because they left word for me to come into their zone. But they can't come to my zone. So you know what I'm dealing with? What they could never have dealt with. Y'all saved someone like me to enter into this zone. That he calls the worstest time that ever exists on the face of the earth. And you think I'm going to stand down on your emotions and your feelings? You's a clown. Go buy more tickets elsewhere. Since it's that easy. Don't overthink yourself, people. Because that's room for Satan to think for you. Ain't nothing that complicated. My whole messages on this devil platform is easily understood. You know why? There's two parts to you. Their flesh and their spirit. When you let your emotions of your flesh dictate the spirit of who you're supposed to have, who you say you have in you, now you need to rethink yourself. Don't eat from the table in which Yah has set Sister Deborah at to feed you at the table and end up being the one on the other side of the table, which is my enemy. It's not that what he told David? I prepared, David said. You prepare a table before me, Father Yah. In the presence of my enemy. When did Yah do it? In time and in season. Why? Because there was a purpose under the heaven for what Yah had prepared for that time and season. At the table, he prepared the enemy in the presence of David. At the same table. At the same table. Why? You all, let me explain to you all. When you go against what Sister Deborah is saying, and you think you can find room to make what you think and what you feel based on your emotions and your feeling, you find it right to be the right to be wrong, or you're wrong to be right. It's when you are walking in your flesh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Do you think that in it talks about how the study guide, how those are going to come before Yah and say, I did. Notice they're thinking to say to the Father, the works. People are taking their works and what they're giving and what they're doing, they're doing it out of the wrong heart. Because first and foremost, you have to first hear the Spirit tells you, because the Spirit won't tell you to do anything out of the way you see doing. He would always let you succeed or over succeed what the way you would do it. So you will know that this ain't me doing this. This is the Most High Yah. Because this is out of my boundaries. I would do it this way. But if y'all say doing it this way, well, I know this is from the Most High Yah, because this is out of my boundary. But people don't see stuff like that. They overthink the wrong things. For no reason at all. For no reason at all. So I want to say to you, in everything the Father says, there is a season and a time, and a time and a season. So when I get to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 7, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak. See, and when I stop, when you don't hear from me, it's good to check on Sister Deborah, make sure everything is okay. But understand that the ruler rules me. And he rules me from the inside out, not from the outside in. So that which is on the outside can't rule the inside of who I am. Ooh. So people tend to don't understand. Here he's saying there is a time to keep silent. You see, there is a time to keep silent, and there's a time to speak. It says in verse 8, it's a time to give and gave. I look at love as give and gave. Not in the way that you all think give and gave is. You have to see what all y'all did. We cannot define love as Yah. When you turn that word love backwards, it means evil. Any word that you can say and then turn it backwards and it means the evil, don't estimate that they didn't know what they were doing when they was putting that word in there. This is why a lot of people don't understand why they haven't met the gold of what Yeshua HaMashiach, which the world called Jesus Christ, has met. This is why you can't even come to grip his garment, to pull closer to his ways, or have the mind in you that was in Christ. It's because you're a long, long ways from home. Home is a place where you lay your head in the bosom of the Father. Home is a place where you know where you got a place to rest therein. Trust. To get away from the world itself and go into the spirit realm is home, y'all. 99.9 don't understand that home is a resting place where you know that you're going to meet up with your maker and you're going to rest your head in his bosom. And he's going to comfort you there. He's going to teach you there. He's going to show you things. He's going to reveal things to you. He's going to give you this awesome power while you're home. People don't even know their way home. They don't know if they're going or they don't know if they're coming. They just figured, hey, I'm just a running. I'm going to get there. You can't get there if you don't know what it is to know what it, no, if you don't know what it was, you don't know what it is, and you're not going to know him in the direction that things are going in. Stand down. And I mean that. Stay in your lane. I won't receive your emotions and your feelings no more. I'm not going to deal with you. Okay? Because you display, and you know who I'm talking about. There's a time to come in and a time to go out. Under the heavens. He's letting you know what the world, the mindset of the world. I look at the earth and how they say it goes around. Who you think rule that? And around and around. It don't stay in one level. So there's a time even for the whole earth to come from one level to the next. Is it going backwards? Is that world going backwards or is it going around, it moving forward? You just steer backwards because you think it's the way your emotions and your feelings and the way your flesh thinks. When your emotion and your feelings are that high and you're a person that your emotions and your feelings really rule you, you're in danger zone. Very, very danger zone. Because y'all can't do nothing with that. And he's not going to do anything with that. You either going to understand right and you're going to understand wrong. What did he say? Man has now become like one of us, knowing the difference, having the knowledge of both. But when you take it and you make it, the flesh, emotions, and feelings override the spirit, you need some help. And you're going to need it in the time to come. Okay. So here it says in verse 8, a time to, it says here, love. I don't deal with love because Yah is not love. You turn love or backwards and it means evil. Mhm. So that leads me to understand, like you turn the word God they got in this Bible, you turn it backwards, it means dog. It's no way Yah is woo, my creator, my maker, he that holds all power, he that is all knowing. It's no way he's going to be titled something that you can turn backwards and it means darkness, evil, Satan, demons, witch. No, you're not going to do that. I'm not going to do it. I don't even desire to do it because the Ruach shows it to me. So the word love to me identify evil. So what would I place with that word love that I know that love means evil? Like God in the Bible backwards mean dog. You know what I place with it? What he revealed. What have Yah revealed to us? Yah has revealed to us that he is a give and gave. Everything on the earth, even the insects, was given and gave to us. When we fail to realize the key of who he is give and gave. This is why the world is greed. This is why the world is at that highest level of wicked and evil. This is why it is said two gods. It never told you Satan was a god, but it told you that which you hold so dear to you to make you think you all up there and you better than somebody, that you can give and you can take away. It's an evil thing. Very evil. That is a God that man serve. That's why they can't do what the Father say do. They can't hear the voice of the Most High tell them what to do because they are their own God to what they have. And the Father say that too. I give and I will take away. See, they thought that time and season, as Ecclesiastics is talking about there's a season and a time and a season for every purpose under the sun. Sister Deborah comes and bring to you the message from the Most High Yah many times, many videos, that he's coming, he's taking what you got because you had a time to have it, and you don't have a time to have it taken away. Blessed be the name of the Most High Yah. I like how he rumbled. See, people don't understand that. Yah don't take away nothing that he gives someone if they use it for his glory. He ain't take away nothing from anyone if they use it for his glory. But if they use it to boast and put themselves in a lifestyle where they up here and they can look down here, they can hand and then they can take away. They can start and they can stop. That's a mind manipulator. That's a spirit of power and control. That's what's over this earth. Do y'all know that's what's over this country? This country wants to give and it wants to take away from you. Why? Because it's been doing it since it exists. It killed millions of people to have this land. It killed millions of people to have other land, to have people's gold and people's oil, people's country, people's minerals. They killed, destroyed. Well, that's what's in individuals. They don't understand it. So as there is a time under the sun, as well as a season and a time, and a time and a season. You can have a season where you have. But if you don't use it for the glory of the Most High God, He will. And you shall see my very words. He will take every penny away. See, y'all, it's not, He don't, you all, it says right here, when Solomon ministers to me, I'm going to just put it online, y'all. I'm just going to tell it like it is. When Solomon is speaking to me, Solomon is telling me, Deborah, baby, this is what he allowed me to learn. And I want you to understand it now that you're under the heavens. I'm asleep. I'm waiting for glory. But I want you to, I leave this for you. Did he leave it for you? Sure, he left it for many. But until they take of it and eat and live by what Yah give us to live on for eternal, then we still out here eating trash. Now he said, Solomon said at the beginning, everything there is a season and a time, which is a time and a season. But he said everything, y'all, even for your bowels to move, it has a time and a season. Your birthday is a time and it comes in a season. If you had your bowels was running, you can actually say that I remember when I had diarrhea so bad back in March during the spring. See the season? See, y'all don't get it. Everything wraps around the order of the kingdom. How you say that, Deborah? It's when Solomon landed this on me. He said, Deborah, the time is to every purpose. Every purpose, Deborah, is set on time and season under this heaven. So mark my word. If you have and you don't use it for the glory of the Most High Yah, if you don't turn your God into Yah's, not Yah's God, into Yah's will of righteousness, your God, which is your mammon, you still stuck where you at. Because that time and season that's under the sun now, has every purpose. That's what people miss it. When the pastors, the bishops, the priests, the evangelists, the apostles, the prophet, the prophetess, the Moorings, the seers, the watchmen, when they teach, they miss it. They missing the spiritual covering of Ecclesiastes chapter 3. What Solomon's left for me. Solomon left that here for me. Because it has so much power to know every purpose is what I tell y'all since I was 4 years old. The Father taught me what was before he taught me what is. You get what I'm saying? He taught me what was before he taught me what is. Because what is come from what was. He wanted me to understand that which gonna be, Deborah, you have to go back to the route of what it is. It was, You have to go back to what it was to know what it's even going to be in the days. Many of you, 99.9, don't understand that. Why? Because it's something that rests in your spirit to understand. It's not something you capture in your flesh. Because your flesh is covered with that feeling and that emotion, and in your personal wisdom and your personal knowledge and your personal understanding, to where your feelings and your emotion don't even let the spiritual wisdom, the spiritual knowledge, nor the spiritual understanding to penetrate through you. Hello. You see what I'm saying? So when Solomon is talking about these things that's under the heaven, this is why it discouraged him, because he realized all of it, Deborah, is wicked and evil. And when Solomon said that, I said, wait a minute, hold up, Solomon, wait a minute, hold up, Solomon. Yes, Deborah. It's all vain and vexed with spirits. It's all vain and vexed, Deborah, with spirits. He said it over and over and over. What is it you don't get? So that's why Sister Deborah know that she know if Solomon left that for me, you think I'm standing this day and time that's considered the worstest time ever on the face of the earth. You think I'm going to sit in this day and time and play patty cake with your feelings and your emotion? You're a fool, and you're going to live a fool and die one. Because my mission is to serve my Most High Yah. And if I have to serve him being boldness, strict, I'm going to do so. And I'm not going to worry about wrapping around your emotions and your feelings. You either get the food for the spirit or get your tail somewhere and sit down and feed your flesh somewhere else. Okay? Yes, you can be at the table all you want. You can be at the table, but you're only at the table, as David said in Psalms 23. In Psalms 23, he said he prepared a table in the presence of my enemy. So, oh yeah, baby, yes, y'all prepare your table for you in the presence of your enemy, because he knows as long as your enemy is at your table, he's constantly anointing your head with oil, to the point where he's anointing your head with so much oil, your cup is overflowing. That letting you know your spirit is in there. Toast to you this morning. I want to get through with Solomon speaking here. This is my brother. This is truly my brother. No one couldn't step into me regarding none of my brothers. These people are real. These people I can claim. Can I claim this book? No. I can't claim the book. And the book can't claim me. But I can claim the names of my brethren in this book because I can feel them. That I can't claim the book as the word. Because the word was said was with Yah. The word is Yah. It was with him at the beginning. And if you get into this book and Yah is not saying it, it cannot be the word of the Most High Yah. Can you hear Yah? Yes. You can hear Yah speak. But they have taken out of the scrolls, which is how Yah speak, add Yah speaking, but then add all these other things in this book so you can be lost and can't find your way home. But Yah say, Deborah, that in the end days, knowledge shall increase, baby. Okay, Father, I'm with you. I like how you run, though. Deborah, in the end days, that which is in the dark shall come to the light. Oh, I'm with you, Father. I love the swag of the Most High Yah. Because he's about what he's saying. He say what he's about. And your eyes can be light and dark the next moment. What does it say here in Solomon? He said, Deborah, there's a time and a season. The eyes can be dark one minute and light the next. The eyes can be light one minute and dark the next. But this too, Deborah, where the comfort come in is when he say, every purpose under the sun. That lets you know that heavens has orchestrated all these purpose under the sun. He lined it up with time and season. Letting you know people will even switch on you in time and in season. But Deborah, it's okay. Everything is purpose from the heavens for under the sun. So now you embrace it. Say, I got you, Father. I got you. I know where you're coming from. There's a season for everything under the sun and a time. Even though we're in that day, it does not erase the different things that's under the sun. It just shows you that what Solomon was saying is so true. It even rests in this end day time to where it's worse than what Solomon said. Why? Because the Father wants us to know in the end days, it's not getting better until it gets worse. And we are trying to make it better by trying to make somebody say something, preach something, teach something, and only do something the way our feelings is willing to receive it. The way our emotion is willing to embrace it. Stand y'all tails all the way down. You're not going to be a clown on this page. because I don't sell clown tickets on this end. I'm as bold as it gets. I have no other choice. It is the purpose under the sun. And then Solomon said, watch this here. Then Solomon said, there's a time to give and gave and a time to hate. There's a time to war and a time for peace. Ooh, tell me my most high don't know how to rumble. And the good part is it about Solomon is he's actually showing you what the power of heavens has created. Solomon is telling you the purpose for everything under the sun is the way the heavens has orchestrated. That wasn't for you, that was for me. I'm sorry. It wasn't for you, that was for me. That one toast, that was for me. So he said a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. Bam! What profit has he that worketh in that wherein he labored? He said, Deborah, what you going to profit from when you are the laborer of the Most High Yah? He said, Deborah, what profit have you, Deborah, that worketh in that wherein you labor? You labor, you work, you labor, Deborah, you work. You're the one that Yeshua has said to them, said to Israel, pray to the Most High Yah that he would bring more laborers in the vineyard. Ooh, yeah, Father Yah, I ain't seen them. I haven't seen them on the earth, Father Yah. I have not seen them. But listen to what Solomon said. Watch how powerful this is. In verse 9 in Ecclesiastes chapter 9, he says, what profit have he that worketh in that wherein he labor? What profit? Watch this here. I have seen the travail which Yah has given. There go the purpose that Yah has given to the sons of men to exercise in it. He's telling you that Yah has given the flesh of men. I like that. Oh my goodness, I love that. And I never gave it a thought. And that should have always been in one of my messages where it says here in verse 10. We in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, I have seen the travail. That's the pain and sorrow, Yah. I have seen the travail which Yah have given. Listen to this, to the sons of the flesh. Look what it says to men. You know why? Men still today in the year 2026, in this world been here thousands of years, and they still haven't owned up to the fact, even from the garden, that the reason why Yah created him and wanted him, us to understand him creating man, because he put the whole world in man. Man is the seeds of the whole world. They were his sperms. You see, 99.1 billion wouldn't respect that. He telling you right here. And in verse 10, I have seen Deborah, the travail. Deborah, the travail. You know what it's like to travail, don't you, Deborah? Yes. And travailing is the earth itself travail. Okay. But he's saying on the earth, he's seeing the heartache and the pain and the suffering. Watch this here. Which Yah has given. See, that's who Yah is. He's given, gave. You talking about love, get somewhere and sit down. You turn that word love backwards, that's an English, American, European word. You turn that bad boy around, it means evil. So ain't no word you can turn around and mean the opposite of who the light is, and it means something in darkness. You cannot use that word to just justify my Father. You cannot take words and apply it to mean something to do with the Most High that I serve. So he says here that Yah has given to the sons of men. See, the men haven't realized that you are the seed carrier of every human being on the earth. So when you say that woman is wicked and evil and whoring and all this back, you know what you're saying? You're pointing the finger to yourself. That's your seed. That woman is not her own seed. That's the sperm, man. See, they didn't know. They thought they had victory in this book. Oh, this book is about us. We leaders, we kings, we rulers. You's a fool. You's a fool. You're going to live a fool and die a fool because you still don't know that you were the one that was carrying every human being on the face of the earth. See how here we are thousands and thousands and thousands of years, and you think that being a bold prophet can't be a bold prophet? He's a lie from the pit underneath him. Here he's telling you that he has given to the sons of men to exercise in it. To exercise in it. In what? All those things, times and seasons. All those things that take place in times and seasons. You were supposed to exercise those things. Those things supposed to have been applied. That you may exercise those things. Then he said in verse 11, he has made everything beautiful in time. Yes, he did. Everything he created was beautiful. Also, he has set the world heart in their. Notice he said the world in their heart. The world loves this song. And I say unto you, when I spoke at the beginning about the wheat and the tare, notice he didn't allow the servants to pluck out the tare from the wheat. He said, let them grow together. You know what that has a lot to do with? It has a whole lot to do with how people all the way to the very end is going to claim to be something that they are not. Until they're able to sit still and know that the Most High is who he is, who he was, who he is, and who he's going to be. Instead of using all their overthinking and their emotions and their feelings to dictate their walk in the spirit. The Father has order no matter what. I don't give a rat's behind what nan one of y'all say. The Most High always have order. And in this day and time, you're not going to find it. You come to this page, you will. There's going to be order because I'm going to speak as bolder than I have ever. I'm going to stand on the highest mountain than I have ever. So anything that comes at that mountain where I stand it, it's time for you to move out the way. Because I am not going to bow down to your level. To get along with you, to receive something from you, or to deal with your emotions and your feelings of the flesh. If people would take that energy and invest, if people would take that energy and really invest in the things which are spiritual, the things which service Yah with a pure heart, the one that out here that's doing the work of the Most High by working and laboring in the vineyard. If they would just have some compassion and mercy and grace for that individual. Why? Or for those individuals who represent the Most High Yah. Why? Why? Because we all have sinned and have been born in iniquity. But when you take a person out of the sin and iniquity, therefore you got the issue. You got a sick issue. Why? Because you overthink things. Leave the person where they're at. Where are they? They where you at. They were born in sin, born with iniquity, and in sin were they born into. So I'm you and you me, except for wait a minute now, hold up. The Ruach HaKodesh It's what divides us from one another. Oh, see, that's the part y'all don't understand. And a lot of things it ain't meant for you to understand because you're out of the order. You're not in the right lane. It's only two gates. It's only two gates. And I am not about to take the rest of my elderly years trying to get you to go into the narrow gate, because if the narrow gate wasn't already seasoned and time and season for your eternal destiny, I'm not there to drag you into no narrow gate. Find your own way. I'm here to feed the spirit of an individual with spirit and truth. I'm the one that he says is the light. It's set up on a hill. They cannot be put out. You can be put out, so go. I don't need all this in and out, out and in. Once I do videos, I'm going to cut off comments. I'm going to cut off dealing with people, because the more people think they know you, they don't know you. I'm still about my Father's business. It ain't about what you give and what you don't give as far as where you stand with me. I have always made it clear. I've been on here 7 years, and I haven't started receiving outside of almost 2 years anything. But I ain't gonna let it make me, nor will I let it break me. So if you thought, and I'm going way back, and I'm pulling that bad boy up, if you think for 1 minute that you can make me and you can break me with what you got, you done just lost. That's why I'm on here telling you right now, right this moment, you won't win. Because Sister Deborah ain't going nowhere. But I'm gonna cut off all that dealing, because people think now, I know them and they know me, or to the point where they want to disrespect your spiritual purpose. I'm not letting you go there. Anything on the outside, what you give or what you say or whatever, you can disrespect that level. But I'm not letting you disrespect the spiritual realm. I'm not letting you do it. Look at the world. Look at all these churches on the corner. Look at all these pastors and these bishops and these apostles, all these mega churches, all these places of worship in Islam and in Muslim and Jehovah's Witness and Buddha and all. Look at all these places. You think I need you? There's too many out there for you. Head that way. I don't need you. No, I don't. So don't try to use me. And don't try to abuse me. I already told you, I know you. See, people think and they take Yah's gift for granted. They look at the fact, oh, surely he ain't got no gifts on this earth for nobody to know nobody. Nobody can't judge nobody. Use a lie from the pit of hell. He's already given the one, the righteous authority to judge. And yes, that's me. You know why? See, what y'all ignorance is and was. He said, make righteous judgment. But the only way you can judge situations and even individuals is through the judge himself. And his judge from the inside. This shows you the level of how people don't recognize what they say they recognize. Oh, they say they see. They say they hear. They say they spirit and truth. They say they the light. But where he says the time and season, Deborah has a purpose, baby. One way they'll be this way. Next way they'll be this way. Be careful, baby. And that's what Solomon's saying. Who did the Father allow to know the two stage of the Son of Man? Who did he allow to know the 2 stages of the Son of Man? Who did the Father allow to know the 2 stages of the Son of Man? His servant. See, y'all lost. You people are very lost. See, he always got a ram in the bush. It's just this world don't accept the ram that he do have in the bush. But that don't make it like he don't have his ram. He has his ram in the bush to cover any situation. But y'all don't see him to be that. Y'all don't give him that type of glory, and y'all don't honor him and exalt him for the servants in which he give unto thee. You're busy trying to control them with what you got. It's a spirit. It's a dangerous one. But it's the one that been here a long time ago. And it too has its time and its season. But don't let those spirits move you. Don't let it control you with what it has. Because it will. Don't let it, you guys. Don't let it. If you're the spiritual one, know that stay in the spiritual lane. Don't go up in the flesh lane trying to mingle in the flesh lane. Stay in the spiritual lane so you can help those that's in spirit and in truth. You're holding the light, and you're the light upon the hill in which he says represent him. But people don't want you to be the light on the hill. Now watch this. Now if the world is sending, oh my God, if the world is sending something after Sister Deborah, I mean those that tend to rule this little world. But you got your tail out here, ain't labor, ain't a labor, ain't a worker of the Most High Yah. Ain't appointed, ain't anointed, ain't predestined. Don't know your purpose. Don't know why you're here. You don't know if you're going. You don't know if you're coming. But you tend to use your emotions and your feelings toward the one that he did send. How is that going to work? It's not going to work. It's not going to hold up. Because that's what Solomon's saying. These things under the sun he gave for man to exercise. Who is the man? Flesh in the world. For the flesh, Solomon said. In verse 11, he says, he has made everything, we in Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 11, he has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart. See, he already purposed you in your heart. If you all are out here not supporting the light that's set up on the hill, you all are not out here supporting the spiritual servant of the Most High, the ram in the bush, then you're supporting the world. And do y'all have a problem with it? No. No. You got your purpose. He already said it. There's a purpose for everything under the sun. And since we are in that end day, we're in the highest level of a time on earth like no other. If you don't get your tail in the right lane toward the narrow gate as the body of Hamashiach, and I mean ASAP, you're going to be in a heap of trouble. Because Yah will give you today and you won't have nothing tomorrow. That's what I've been trying to tell you. A lot of people think they got everything in the world that they need. Do y'all know that's what give them comfort? Y'all didn't know that, did you? But they can't control all of their fleshly addictions. They can't control all of their fleshly habits. You know why? They think they can control things because they got those things materialistic, that they can control everything around them, anything that come before them, anything around them, they can control them with that dollar. That same dollar you got today, y'all gonna make sure you get in line tomorrow not to have nothing. Because whatever you have that does not serve and benefit what serves Yah, it don't matter. It's gonna come and it's gonna go. Blessed be the name of the Most High Yah. Look at what it said. Solomon talking about these things are going to be exercised to who? The sons of man, to the flesh of those. You still don't get it. You know why you don't get it? Let me break that bad boy down. Let me finish this here. 11. Ecclesiastes chapter 11. And he has made everything beautiful in his time. Also, he has set the world in their heart, so that no man can find out. Watch this here. So that no man can find out the work that Yah made it from the beginning to the end. Look what it said, that no man may find out the work that Yah make it from the beginning and the end. But guess what, y'all? There goes Solomon. Solomon had to give. So this here in this time, in this season, Yah didn't want it to be applied to the servants of the Most High Yah, to the level of where he has, in verse 10, he says, Yah has given to the sons of men. That means he's given it to the flesh of individual. You see? So you see, to do what? Why did you give this time and season and purpose under the heavens to the flesh, Father? So Deborah, they may exercise it. And then he said, and so that man can't find out the work that Yah made from the beginning to the end. Who is he talking about when he says so that man can't find out? He talking about the same ones that's the flesh of men in the world, so that they won't find out the spiritual things. He gave them these things to give them a little something that they can exercise, so they won't be able to find out the work that Yah made from the beginning. The one that can only know the work of Yah from the beginning are his spiritual servants. That's how Solomon knew all of it. So he ain't talking to Solomon, you get it? He's talking to the world. Look what he said in it. He said he have set the world in their heart. He set them in their heart already. Their heart is set to be this way. And he gave them these here time and season for things to be one way or the other in their heart. So they won't ever be able, ever be able to do what? To find out the work. Wait a minute. Hold up. So you ain't talking about Solomon. No, Deborah. I'm not talking about my chosen, predestined, ordained ones. I'm speaking of the flesh of this world. They would never find out the work from me from the beginning. I know that to be true because 4 years old, he been teaching me. But he didn't teach me like y'all been taught. He didn't teach me what is, what's going to be. He taught me from the beginning, before heaven and earth was created, what took place. I remember being a teenager having to break that thing down to people. And people was amazed. They was amazing. The fact that you can come and you can preach this thing to the level of the kingdom first, then the earth, then the end. But what y'all doing, y'all teaching it from the earth, trying to bring it back to the beginning, and you can't get there because you first have to know what was before really you know what is. And only given to his spiritual servant to rest there in that spot. And that's why I sit back and I said, but Father, you say, find out the work. I said, but Solomon already found it out. He said, Deborah, I ain't talking about Solomon. I ain't talking about minds. I'm talking about the people in the world whose I said that I set their heart to be the way that it is. So when you go into Ecclesiastes and Solomon is saying this, he's telling your fleshly heart who you are. And it's set under the time and a season and the purpose from the kingdom of the way you're supposed to conduct yourself. You know what that tells me? How awesome this creator is. How powerful he really is. It's actually, when I see Ecclesiastics and I say Solomon is my brother, He's my spiritual brother. I'm going to see him on the other side. He going to see me on the other side. Because we in this together. You see? And what's so beautiful about Ecclesiastic, it reminds me of what the Father taught me as a very young girl. What took place before the foundation of the world. Because there is where you get everything. See, a lot of y'all thinking you're getting something now and fail to realize what you're getting today is pretty much what those of yesterday, the yesterday people gave you. Now, when you get it from that end, you're getting it from the strolls. And what they did is they went into the strolls and they took out things that Yah said. And they added it and they smeared it and they changed it. And then they applied it to a book that kept you so you can't find your way home. My number one thing being of the spirit of the Most High Yah, and only the spirit of the Most High can reveal it to me. That when you go up in Genesis and it's talk about in the beginning about soul, ain't no such thing as soul. That's a lie. So just imagine everything that you all have captured in the very first chapter is a lie. Look at the resting place. The resting place is a lie. Y'all taking rest for your flesh. Y'all don't serve the flesh, he serves the spirit. So the resting place for the flesh is for those who are of the flesh. So yes, take out Sunday, Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday and rest. Make it your Sabbath day. But that 7th day, you have to even understand what the 7th day was to know what it is. And that's why for so many years, everybody been serving Sunday. You see how long you all been deceived? Even to the very day of the end. Where the light has poured up to show you in the darkness how dark things has been. But you think people care? No. They don't care. They don't care about nothing they learning. Because they don't see no food of the spirit to benefit them. In a way of understanding, that's the survival of your spirit on this earth. It's food for your spirit. But they don't see it like that. They think they're entitled to food for their spirit. They think they're entitled to understand the light so that they too can have a pen needle of light and grow in the light. They think they're entitled. People who think they're entitled, you ain't got nothing coming. Like he said here, one day, one time you one way, and one season you another. That's what you're going to end up falling in. Because it still stand, what Solomon said, still stand today in such a midnight hour. I can see it even in the wilderness. And from that level of the wilderness. One day they this way, next day they'll be this one. Too much emotions and too much feelings. Too much emotions and feelings. Too much personal opinion. Overthinking themselves for no reason at all. Y'all didn't call us to have our mind to overthink situation. He wants your spirit. If we put that much effort in our spirit realm, we'll know who's who and what's what. But we don't have that level of knowing who's who and what's what. So we use our flesh mind to overthink and overmeasure what a person says and how they say it and the way they say it. This is how I explain to my kids. If I say something, how does it weigh? Does it weigh in the way I say it, or does it weigh if it's righteous? Which one, people? Which one? You don't know. Because that's the ignorance in the flesh. It's no way that Yah has said something to me, even when he roared. You think I'm going to bypass that and say, you said that to me this way. The way the Father chastised me, you think I'm going to be ducking. You said this and you didn't beat me, or you didn't. When I say chastising, I mean discipline me in his word. When he's on me like that, I ain't ducking from nothing. I'm taking the licking and I'm going to keep on ticking. Because he's doing it out of the spiritual love of righteousness. Oh, people don't understand that. Oh, they said they see, Deborah. How many verses does it tell you people going to say they see? But Deborah, they can't see. Deborah, they say they hear. but they cannot hear. And until your spirit is tried by the fire, you still can't see and you still can't hear. But I am so grateful to understand Ecclesiastics today, because the Holy Spirit, as soon as I opened my eyes, he gave it to me in a way that was so beautiful. Because when he spoke it to me, he spoke it to me, and all I felt was comfort. Don't keep going backwards with these people. Keep going forward. To lose is to gain, Deborah. A lot of people don't even understand what that is. That's healing. That's letting you know you're moving in the right direction. See, that's why I try to explain to people ever since I've been on here. It ain't about subscribers and likes. Because what you lose is what you gain. And what you gain is what you lose. With the Ruach HaKodesh in you, you're a winner every time. Whether you lose or whether you gain. Greater is he that is in thee than he that is in the world. Because the ways of the world would try to trap you and put you in a fleshly way of thinking, a fleshly way of feeling. It'll cause you to roll over in your fleshly mindset, your fleshly understanding, your fleshly wisdom, your fleshly knowledge, your fleshly feelings and emotions. But you have to stick with what is greater in you. And that is the Ruach HaKodesh. He ain't coming down to that level. So nor should you. Stay at the level in which you were appointed and anointed and predestined. Because nobody on that earth has anointed you, has appointed you, has predestined you, has ordained you. Nobody on the earth. So what the earth didn't give you, the earth can't take it away. You see, blessed be the Most High who sits high and low. I like that, because I sit back and can't believe how people can't digest who's who and what's what, because they're using their flesh mind too much to overthink everything. They think the power is rest in their fleshly minds and their fleshly feelings and their fleshly emotions. They don't see what you're seeing out of what you're saying. You know how some people say, when I listen to people, I eat the meat and spit out the bones. A lot of times what you're spitting out is what you should have digested. You see? Because in it all, you have to be in the spirit realm to know how to eat meat and spit out the bones. You have to be a place in Yah. And when I say a place in Yah, Yah have to have his place in you for you to be able to eat the meat and spit out the bones. And without that is greater in you, you cannot digest the meat, nor do you know how to separate the bone without the Ruach HaKodesh living down in thee. Again, I say I like this message and how the Father brought this to me this morning. He said something great to me in the water this morning, and I just can't. I guess he's holding it for some reason or another. I'm sure he's going to bring it back. But I just want to say to the Father and to those that are out there that represent a true and living spiritual one, trust in the Father with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your strength. And it's not the strength in the mind of the flesh. It's the strength in the mind and the heart of your spirit. Because there is where he trusts in you. Yah is not connected to the flesh. But he would come into a oneness in the flesh. When we tell you how, when he know that you have seek ye him, which is spirit. He says, seek ye the kingdom first, and I'll get that flesh in order to what you need for it and to it. But seek the spiritual realm first. That's all he was saying. And what is the first spiritual realm to seek? It's the Most High Yah. He's telling us to seek him first. But we bypass that because there's too many worldly issues we live by. Oh, he ain't coming first before did in my life. Because you have made something else your first and your last. And there's nothing wrong with that. To me, it's nothing wrong with nothing under the sun. Praise the mighty God. I'm with Solomon on that. It's nothing wrong with it. Because we're in verse 10. I have seen the travail, Deborah. I've seen it. I've seen the travail which Yah has given. So he didn't see this under the sun. To the sons of the flesh. To exercise in it. All of these things in Ecclesiastes chapter 3. It was given to the flesh to exercise. You see? So it's for you. But it's for me to understand you. Why? He wants me to understand what he was telling Solomon, his servant. He wanted me, his servant, to understand his servant Solomon, mission and purpose and word that he given him. So I can understand it and apply it today. This is why people where they at today. A very long place from home. And don't look at it as if you got to take them home. You got to show them the way to the narrow gate. All you have to do is be the light that's set up on a hill that cannot be hidden. I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you in the live chat. And I will be back. Shalom and shalom.